Peace, blessings, and abundance. This is Steve Anderson, a.k.a. Master Builder. And this call is in regards to the FEEDER Matrix business opportunity. Now, the person who shared this recording with you more than likely is already a participant. So therefore, I'm just going to get straight to the point in terms of exactly what FEEDER Matrix is about, how it works, and how, yes, you can start with $1.75, and we will show you how to leverage that to $100,000 within 60 days. Yes. No hype intended. We're going to give you detailed step-by-step instructions. So here we go. Well, FEEDER Matrix basically started about 2-3 years ago. And the purpose of FEEDER Matrix is to promote and sell various software packages which this company has created. So when a person chooses to participate in FEEDER Matrix, you are assisting this company in sharing their various products and services with the world. Now, I will say in honesty, most people are not actually concerned about the products and services. Their primary concern or desire is to generate additional cash flow. So that is the area I'm going to focus on this particular call. However, when you do choose to open up an account with FEEDER Matrix, and you do choose to make your first purchase, which is only going to cost you $1.75, you will then have access to the first product. They actually have 8 products. These are all downloadable, web-based products. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is basically get into how FEEDER Matrix is structured and how the pay system works. That will be the focus of this call. Now, the basic structure of FEEDER Matrix is a 4x4 force-filled matrix. What that basically means is that when you do choose to, first of all, open a free account with the person who invited you, you will be placed into that person's matrix in their next available position. Now, everyone has 4 positions on their first level. The FEEDER Matrix program calls them tiers. So I will use the proper terminology for this call. So you will be placed on the first tier of the individual who invited you. Now, that individual only has 4 positions on their first tier. And each tier thereafter grows in multiples of 4. So on the second tier, there are 16 positions. The third tier, 64 positions. And the fourth tier, 256 positions. That means that a person's 4x4 matrix consists of a total of 340 positions. Okay? Now, let's just say you were the very first person that the individual invited. That means you will be placed on that person's first position on their first tier. Now, when you do open up a free account, on the home page, as soon as you log in, there will be step-by-step instructions. So please follow the instructions to the letter. There are only 3 steps to this. Step number 1, you are going to set up your payment methods. In other words, how would you like people to send you their payments once you qualify to receive them? Now, the 2 primary methods that we use are PayPal and Solid Trust Pay. Now, it's preferable that you use PayPal. So if you do not currently have a PayPal account, you can set one up after you've joined. So you don't have to do it right at this moment, but you could do it after you have opened a free account, okay? So you will be instructed as to who to send your payment to. That will be step number 2, who to send that payment to. Now, in this situation, you would send your $1.75 to the person who invited you because you landed on that person's first tier, okay? So just to give it a name, let's just say you landed on Sharon's first tier. So when you would send your $1.75 to Sharon, now Sharon is getting credit for selling you the downloadable product. Even though the company is the entity that's providing you with that product, but Sharon is getting credited with selling you that product, okay? Now, once you send your $1.75 to Sharon, you are going to receive a confirmation number from PayPal or Solid Trust Pay. You will then take that confirmation number and go back to the FEEDER Matrix website to complete step number 3, which is where you are going to confirm that you actually did send that $1.75 payment to Sharon. The FEEDER Matrix administration wants to see that referral number, and once they see that referral number, they will generate an email that will be sent to Sharon to acknowledge that she has received a $1.75 payment from you. Now, once Sharon receives that confirmation email, she will be instructed to go back to her website to confirm that you sent the payment. There's a button she would click on to confirm. That will now make you eligible to start receiving payments as well. That's right. Just from that act alone, you are now eligible to receive payments of $1.75. Now, when you visited the website and you reviewed our earnings formula, you'll see that it states that if you give $1.75, you can receive $7. And I'm going to explain that in more detail, okay? So what this also does, though, once you pay the $1.75 and Sharon acknowledges that she received it, you will be eligible to upgrade to the next level, the next payment level, which is $5. There are 8 payment levels. I'm going to go through them one by one. But let's first go back to the $1.75. Now, even though a person does not have to refer other people to this business in order to receive, and I'll give you an example of what I mean. When I got started, which was this past Sunday, let me see what the date was. That was December 15th is when I started, December 15th. By the time I opened up my account with FEEDER Matrix, I was introduced by a gentleman named Lau. Okay, he's a good friend of mine. I signed up with Lau. But by the time I enrolled with Lau already had 4 positions filled on his first tier. So therefore, the system automatically placed me on Lau's second tier, where there are 16 positions. So I landed under a woman by the name of Patricia. Now, I do not know who Patricia is. Patricia does not know who I am. However, when I went to step number 2, which is where I was receiving instructions as to who to send my $1.75 payment to, I saw Patricia's information. And she had PayPal as a payment option. So I followed the instructions. I went to PayPal. I entered her email address. I sent her my $1.75, like I was instructed to do. Okay? Now, Patricia doesn't know me. Patricia did not invite me. And as far as I know, to this day, Patricia has not enrolled anyone, and yet she just received a payment from me. That's right, because I landed under her in the matrix. Now, I'm going to say this. It is not guaranteed that that's going to happen for you, that someone is going to land under you even though you did not invite them. I like to say that up front. That's called spillover. And spillover is never guaranteed. Does it happen? Yes. I just demonstrated that, yes, it does happen. It happens for a lot of people, but it doesn't happen for everyone. But I will go over how you can ensure that you will receive payments. Okay, so let's get back to the story. So I sent my $1.75 to Patricia. She acknowledged that she received it. So now that made me eligible to receive $1.75 payments. Now, what I could have done at that point, I could have decided to just sit back and wait until other people fell up under me. That would have meant I would have had to wait for Patricia to invite people or from Lyle to invite people. I would have been basically waiting for someone to fall in under me. Now, that was a choice I could have made. If I wanted to be passive, yes, I would have received payments as soon as someone landed on my first tier. However, I decided to become proactive. I decided to start inviting others, which is optional. So I decided to start texting information out, inviting people to visit my website. I posted it on my Facebook wall. I sent out a few emails. The next thing I know, without me picking up the phone to call anyone, I started getting emails stating that someone sent me money. I mean, this was within an hour of me deciding to get started. This was without picking up the telephone. So I'm getting emails that I have money in my PayPal account, in my Solid Trust Pay account. People are sending me money. I'm saying, wow, this is incredible. So what I decided to do, I decided to upgrade to the next payment level, which was $5. So I went ahead. I clicked on the button to upgrade. I was instructed as far as who to send my $5 to. It happened to be Lyle, okay? So I sent my $5 to Lyle. Lyle received it. He acknowledged that he received it. That now made me eligible to receive $5 payments. Because you see, if you do not upgrade to the next payment level, and yet people below you are upgrading, then you are not qualified to receive their payment. Their payment will roll up to someone above you in the system who is qualified. And I believe that's only fair. And one other thing I wanted to mention about this. People look upon this as multi-level marketing, and yet it really isn't. Because, see, in multi-level marketing, the monies that's coming into the company is divided amongst multiple people. So let's just say, for instance, the company is marketing a nutritional product or whatever type of product or service they're offering. When the money flows into the company, it's not all going to the person who actually made the sale. It's going to multiple people above that individual. So let's say $50 is coming into the company. The company may distribute between $10 to $15. That $10 to $15 is being paid out to several people. So you might end up getting maybe $1, $1.50 out of that $15, let's say. That's multi-level marketing. But see, in FEEDER Matrix, you are receiving 100% of that sale. So this is more like a direct sales company more so than a multi-level marketing company. Just like in my case, Patricia received my entire $1.75. She did not have to divide it up amongst anyone. FEEDER Matrix Corporate did not take out a penny in administrative fees. In fact, we don't even pay website hosting fees here. This is unlike anything I have ever experienced in my entire career in this industry. And I have been involved in this industry for over 30 years. I have been full-time in this industry since 1992. I have not worked a job. I've never seen a business opportunity structured like this one. Now, getting back to the example. I went ahead and upgraded to the $5 level. That now made me eligible to receive $5 payments from everyone who landed on my second tier. Now remember, there are 16 positions on the second tier. That means just from the act of my making that $5 purchase, I am now qualified to receive 16 payments of $5 apiece. That's a total of $80. Now that's incredible. So I went ahead and upgraded to the $5. Next thing you know, I'm now starting to receive $5 payments from individuals who landed on my second tier. Now you may ask, well, how did people land on your second tier? Well, some of the people who I invited fell on my second tier. Why? Because like I said again, within my first hour, I already had 4 on my first tier. So everyone else I invited at that point started landing on my second tier. So I'm now creating spillover for those below me. That's right. That's right. So now I'm receiving $5 payments now from those on my second tier. All right? So and this is all happening now all in the same day, mind you, in the same day, Sunday. Okay? All of this is occurring. All right? So now what I decided to do, I said, well, wait a minute now. I need to upgrade to the $10 payment level, which again was optional. I didn't have to do that. I could have just sat there receiving $1.75 and $5 payments if I wanted to, but no, wait a minute now. There are 8 payment levels. Why am I limiting myself? So I went ahead and upgraded to the $10 payment level. I clicked on step number 2, which is where I was instructed who to send the $10 payment to. Now remember, I'm purchasing a product, which I have access to all of these products in my back office. As soon as you pay and the person receives it, you now have access to that next product. So we are actually purchasing something here. This is not a money game. This is not a gifting program. This is a legitimate business where we are conducting commerce. So now I upgraded to the $10 payment level. I was instructed to send it to a gentleman named Dwayne. I don't know who Dwayne is. He's somewhere above Lao. So I went ahead and clicked on the button. I sent Dwayne my $10 payment. Dwayne acknowledged reception of that $10 payment, which now made me eligible to receive $10 payments from everyone who lands on my third tier. Now, there are 64 positions on the third tier. That means just from that act of making that $10 purchase, I'm now qualified to receive 64 $10 payments. That's a total of $640. Now, I'm not expecting that all to come in one day. The point is, as people are landing on that third tier and they're upgrading, they're sending me $10. It's already happening. In fact, my third tier is completely filled in already. All the spots are occupied. All of this has occurred since Sunday, December 15th. It's done. The first tier is done. The second tier is done. And now the third tier is done, completely filled in. So what I decided to do at that point, I decided to go ahead and upgrade to the 4th payment level, which is $20. Now, folks, how much money are we really talking about here? Let's calculate it real quick. Well, $20, $10, that's $30, $5, $35, $1.75, $36.75. That's incredible, folks. Now, what am I eligible for now that I sent off that $20? And that went to the 4th person above me, which is a gentleman named Rob. That's how it's broken down. I sent Rob my $20. Rob acknowledged reception of it. I am now eligible. Listen to this very carefully now. I am now eligible to receive $20 payments from everyone on my 4th tier. There are 256 positions on the 4th tier. That means I'm eligible to receive 256 payments of $20 apiece, which is a total of $5,120. That's just from the 4th tier alone. Now, because I'm attracting others who are active like I am, and we're going to give you a strategy very shortly of how to fill your matrix within 30 days. Yes, we're going to show you that strategy. Just stay with me for a moment. But I'm attracting other entrepreneurial types who are as hungry as I am, and they are inviting others. So my 4th tier is now almost halfway filled. That's right, almost halfway filled. There's over 100 individuals on my 4th tier already, and we are not even a full week in yet. So anyway, now, this is where it gets really interesting. Listen to me very carefully. See, now the next payment level up is $40. So I decided, well, I have some money coming in now. I'm not going back into my pocket at this point. So let me go ahead and upgrade to the $40 payment level, which is what I did. Now watch what just happened. My $40 payment was scheduled to go to Patricia. Now remember Patricia? I fell in under her. I'm on her first tier. So when I went to send the payment, guess what I found? Well, I found that Patricia was not qualified to receive the $40. Patricia had not upgraded to the $40 payment level. So the system rolled that payment up to Lyle. So Patricia missed out on a payment. Now I love this system, and this is why. Because once I sent that payment to Lyle, Patricia received an email letting her know that someone was trying to send you a payment, but because you were not qualified, it rolled up to your upline. Isn't that incredible? So Patricia is getting these emails letting her know she's not qualified. What does that give her the opportunity to do now? It gives her the opportunity to upgrade if she so chooses to do. Isn't that wonderful? At least they're letting you know you missed the payment. You can't recover that payment, but at least you'll be prepared for the next time you're due to receive. So anyway, moving right along. So now that I upgraded to the $40 payment level, I am now eligible to receive 4 payments of $40 from the 4 individuals on my first tier. It's like it's going back around again. So those 4 individuals who fell in my first tier, when they are ready to upgrade to the $40 payment level, they will send those payments to me. That's a total of $160. Now watch this. Now this is all happening in one day, mind you. Okay? So I decided, well, you know what? Someone may come behind me that's going to go all the way in the first, because you don't have to wait to upgrade. You don't have to wait for other people to join before you upgrade. You can upgrade right away if you choose to. You don't have to enroll anyone. You don't have to sponsor anyone. Nothing. You can choose soon as someone receives your first payment, you can choose to upgrade to the second pay level. You can go all the way up to all 8 payment levels right away if you so choose to do so. Are you obligated to do it? Absolutely not. That is a choice that only you can make. No one is going to force you or try to convince you to do it. You can stay at the $1.75 level for as long as you like. You don't ever have to upgrade if you don't want to. Okay, so let's go on. So I've upgraded to the $80 payment level. Now, watch this. Now, remember, I just sent my $40 to Lyle, right? But that was a roll-up because Patricia wasn't qualified. So when I went to pay the $80, guess who received it? It went to Lyle. That's right. It went to Lyle. So he just received a $40 payment from me. Now he's about to receive an $80 payment from me. Okay? So now, because I sent Lyle that $80 payment, and he confirmed that he received it, I am now qualified to receive 16 $80 payments from everyone that's on my second tier. So that's a total of $1,280 I am eligible to receive. Eligible to receive. So that means as they're upgrading, those $80 payments are coming to me at this point. Okay? Or you, I'm just using myself in this example because this is actually what's going on. This is not hypothetical talk. This is what's actually occurring. All right? So now, what I decided to do at that point, I only have 2 more levels to go. So it was my choice now to upgrade to the 7th payment level, which is $160. So I went ahead, I clicked on the second step to instruct me of who to send my $160 to. So it was going to Dwayne again. Now remember, Dwayne is the individual who received my $10 payment. So now he's receiving my $160 payment, okay? So I went ahead and sent off the $160 to Dwayne. Dwayne acknowledged that he received it. So now the system is letting me know I am eligible to receive $160 payments from everyone who landed on my third tier. Now remember, There are 64 positions on the third tier. That means as those 64 individuals are choosing to upgrade to the $160 payment level, guess who those payments are going to? Yours truly. How much does that amount to? $10,240. That's right. And guess what? Those payments have already started coming in already. Yes. So now, I have one more step to go. The $320 payment level. Now, on that part, I paused a little bit. Did I want to upgrade yet? Because at that point, there really wasn't anyone like in my group that was even close to upgrading to the 8th payment level. However, around 1 o'clock in the morning, this was Monday morning, because remember I started on Sunday, so now we're into the next day. Monday morning, about 1 o'clock in the morning, I happened to be looking at my genealogy. It shows you where everyone is at, what level they're on, so on and so forth, who they fell under in the matrix. And I'm noticing there's one guy in my group, and now he had just started on Sunday as well, just like I did. And he was moving up. First I saw him go from level 1 to level 2 to level 3 to level 4. This guy was right at level 7. I said, oh my goodness. He's getting ready to go into level 8, and I'm not there yet. Whoa. So guess what I did? Yes, you better believe it. I went ahead and pushed that button, and I upgraded to level 8, which was the $320 payment level. And it went to Rob. Okay, remember, Rob was the same gentleman who received my $20 payment. So now he's receiving my $320 payment. I know he's a happy camper. That just blessed him and his family, and I was happy to do it. So now, because I sent off that $320 payment, I am now qualified to receive $320 payments from everyone on my 4th tier. Now, folks, if you do the math, that comes out to $81,920. That is correct. So now that I made that last payment, I never, ever, for the rest of my life in FEEDER Matrix, have to come out of my pocket with any more monies. So at this point, I'm just in reception mode, helping other people to do the exact same thing that I did. And we did all of this in about really I did all of that in 12 hours. In 12 hours, I was fully in, fully upgraded, fully qualified. So that's no longer anything I have to think about. So now I can focus my energies on helping other people to do the same worldwide. And this is global. Anyone that chooses to can participate in this business. This is open to everyone all over planet Earth. I believe everyone has access to $1.75. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to walk you through how, yes, you can get to $100,000 without ever taking any more than $1.75 out of your pocket. I wanted to first demonstrate to you how fast you can move through this if you choose to. But for those of you who are saying, well, I don't have $320. I don't have $160. I can't do it the way that you did it. That's okay. We're now going to show you how with as little as $1.75, you can, in fact, reach $100,000 within 60 days. Are you ready? Here we go. Now, this message you're listening to, you can pause it. You can rewind it. You can fast forward it. You can share it with others if you choose to. This is yours. This is our gift to you to help you to get to where you want to be. You don't have to be a slave to a job. You don't have to live in poverty and destitute. You don't have to be afraid that you're going to be foreclosed upon or your automobile is going to be repossessed. You can now choose to send your children to whatever educational institution you want them to go to. You can now buy healthier foods now. You can now help the elderly. You understand? You can now donate more to your church, your synagogue, your mosque, if that is what you choose to do. This is a system designed to help people. And that is all we are doing. Because if your heart is in the right place, you're going to do the right thing with the monies that you have coming in now. And no one has to take any more than $1.75 out of their pocket. So let me walk you through that example right now. Here we go. So let's just say you start with your $1.75. I want to explain the whole process because we already did that. Now, all we're going to ask you to do at this point is to be proactive. Share this wonderful, heaven-sent vehicle with another human being. It doesn't matter what country they live in. So all we're going to ask that you do is invite a minimum of 4 individuals to join you. Now, of course, you can invite as many as you want. I think I've invited maybe 25, 30 so far who have joined me in this venture. But all we're asking you to do is to enroll at least 4. Minimum. Don't be one of those people who's going to get involved with this and just sit there and wait for things to happen. No, be proactive. You make things happen. You create your own destiny. Create your own economy. Okay, you can bail yourself out. This is a system that will give you the opportunity to do so. So enroll at least 4. Now, because I'm ex-military, I'm used to doing things in time frames. So I'm going to give you a time frame to accomplish this in. Because if you don't operate within the constraints of a time frame, it's never going to get done. And I want to get you there in 60 days. So here we go. Enroll at least 4 like-minded individuals. Now, when I say like-minded, people who think like we think, people who want some of the similar things that we want, people who are ready to become proactive. So at least 4. So now those 4, let's say you do that in your first 7 days. You're now going to have 4 on your first tier. Those 4 are going to send you $1.75 payments. So that means in the course of your first week, you have received a total of $7. Okay, $7. Now, what I'm going to recommend you do, don't take this money and spend it right away. Don't think like a consumer. Think like an entrepreneur. Think like a business person and reinvest in your business. So take part of that $7, $5, and upgrade to the second payment level. So now you're qualified to receive payments of $5 apiece at this point. Okay? So now that you're upgraded to the second payment level, you're now eligible to receive 16 payments of $5 apiece from everyone who lands on your second tier. So now, the 4 that you enroll on your first tier, what are we going to educate them to do? The exact same thing that you did. So before they even enroll, educate them. Put them on the phone with someone who can explain this business to them. Let them listen to this recording 2 or 3 times so that they understand what their responsibilities are if they want to get to 100,000 in 60 days. Please make that a requirement that they listen to this recording. Please, please. Don't let them just join not knowing what they're getting involved with here. We do not need their $1.75 that bad, okay? So now, if those 4 enroll at least 4 of like mind within their first 7 days, well, this is what's going to happen. You are now going to have 16 on your second tier by the end of your second week. Now, what does that mean? That means you are going to start receiving $5 payments from those 16. So the total amount you will receive from those 16 is $80. Now, it's not going to all come in one day, but you would have earned enough by the end of that second week where you can now afford to upgrade to the third payment level, which is $10. $10. So now, what are those 16 going to be instructed to do? The same exact thing. It's called duplication, folks. We're just duplicating at this point. They will be instructed to enroll at least 4 of like mind, Please, folks, I cannot emphasize this enough, of like mind. If a person tells you, well, I'm not interested in inviting other people, but please do not join. Well, I don't think I can enroll 4 in 7 days. Please do not join. Not our group anyway. Join some other group that doesn't mind if you just sit there. No, we're looking for those who choose to be proactive. 4 at $1.75. Come on now. You got to be kidding me. So let's move on. So now those 16 are sending you $5 payments. And so by the end of your second week, you're earning enough to upgrade to the third payment level, which is only $10. So you go ahead and upgrade. Now, what are those 16 instructed to do? To enroll at least 4 of like mind in their first 7 days. So that means by the end of your third week, you now have 64 on your third tier. 64 on your third tier. Those 64 are now sending you $10 payments apiece for a total of $640. No, you're not going to receive the whole $640 in one day. It's going to come in as they are upgrading. However, you would have earned enough by now to be able to afford to upgrade to the fourth payment level, which is only $20. So you go ahead and upgrade to the $20 payment level. And again, you're not going into your pocket. You're using the money that you are earning along the way. So you take $20, you've upgraded. Now, those 64 are instructed to do what? You should know by now. Enroll 4 of like mind within their first 7 days. So that means by the end of your fourth week, you now have 256 on your fourth tier. Those 256 are now sending you $20 payments. Remember, they're buying a product from you. Keep that in mind. So that means you are eligible to receive a total of $5,120. So now, at this point, your 4x4 matrix is completely filled in. That's right. There's 340 in your matrix. So now, this is where it becomes fun. By the following week, your 5th full week, what are those 256 instructed to do? Enroll 4 of like mind in their first 7. Remember, folks, don't let these numbers scare you. Everyone is only being asked to enroll a minimum of 4. Remember, and don't lock your mind into thinking 4. Think 10, think 50, think 100. Because when you enroll more than 4, you're now helping your matrix to fill even faster. So please do not lock your mind into thinking 4. I'm just saying 4 is the minimum that you should be thinking about, not the maximum amount. Okay, so those 256 are enrolling at least 4 in their first 7 days. What is that going to do? That's going to cause the 4 on your first tier, their matrix is now completely filled in. So they now are financially able to send you $40 payments. That's $160 by the end of your 5th week. Now, what's going to happen by the end of your 6th week? The 16 on your second tier, their matrix is completely filled in. They're now sending you $80 payments apiece. That's another $1,280 you're receiving by the end of your 6th week. By the end of your 7th week, the 64 on your third tier, their matrix is completely filled in. They're now sending you $160 apiece. That's another $10,240 you are receiving by the end of your 7th week. And finally, the 256 on your 4th tier, by the end of your 8th week, their matrix is completely filled in. They are now each sending you payments of $320 apiece. That's a total of $81,920 the 8th week that you are in FEEDER Matrix. That's a total of $99,447 you have received in your first 60 days in Feeder Matrix. And it doesn't end there, folks, but I think I will end this call at that point. We started in the beginning of this call stating we will show you a system whereby, yes, you can start with as little as $1.75, and we will show you how, yes, you can earn up to $100,000 in 60 days. Well, I think we've done a sufficient job of demonstrating that to you. Now, whether you believe it or not, that's entirely up to you. But you have been blessed by the person who shared this recording with you. Now the ball is entirely in your court. All we recommend you do at this point is at least get back in contact with the person who invited you to this call and thank them for sharing this with you, even if you choose not to take advantage of it. Thank them anyway. Why? Because they thought enough about you to share it with you. They could have kept it away from you. But when you start seeing their lifestyle changing, when you start seeing them getting out of debt, when you start seeing them changing their zip codes and moving into a nicer neighborhood, when you start seeing their children going to private school, things of that nature, you're going to wonder, how did that happen? But you'll never, ever, ever be able to accuse them of not at least taking the time to share this with you. So on that note, on behalf of all the members of the Global Prosperity Team, I want to bid you all peace, blessings, light, love, happiness, and joy, and an abundance of prosperity today and every day of the rest of your life. Have a wonderful day. Take care. And that is the end of this recording.